So welcome back. We are back at Thurso again for now. We're moved on to a different peak at the moment. So we have a camera out there looking at the point, and we are going for the Longboard Championships at the moment for the men's, the Scottish Surf Championships. So Longboard quarters are going out. First heat's about to get in the water and get underway, and I have the current Scottish men's champion in the trailer with me who's going to help me commentate. So we're going to get a bit of bouncing forwards and back. So we're going to Craig McLaughlin in the trailer. Here he is. Hi.
Hi everyone.
How are you doing?
Good, yeah. Just hanging out at Brims all day. It's been super sunny and the waves have been cool. So happy
Nice.
days.
You're getting on well in the heats.
Yeah, I think my last round went well. So I'm excited for tomorrow to go ahead and hopefully the waves will be really good.
Cool. And what do you reckon the local knowledge then? Do you think it's paying off for you? What about the other competitors? Have you got other ones that are local as well that you find know what's going on?
Finn McDonald and Mark Boyd, Chris Noble as well, they all know this wave so well, and so they're always a struggle to go up against. But yeah, I think living up here is definitely helping so far.
Good. Okay, it's an awesome site, an awesome spot we have here. And that is us, I'm going to say. We are live now and we are underway with the longboards. So it's just seeing who we have out in the water at the moment to see. Something, a shout out of where you're from. Have you been watching for the day? Who you're rooting for, I suppose. So, yeah, it'd just be nice to hear some chat.
Yellow paddling.
So we have yellow up and riding. Oh, just taking up an inside drop there. And white's having a wee scratch at the moment. Let's just see what they come up with. Not quite getting into that wave. So we are about to get names for you. But yeah, conditions-wise, what are you thinking out there? Craig, what's...
Definitely more exposed than the bowl and the cove. So all that offshore breeze is just going to be hitting the wave. Maybe a little bit of chop, but it's calming down from earlier on. So hopefully it doesn't pick up and the longboarders will have a good time out there.
Good. It's going to be good having some local insight in the trailer for us. Hopefully not giving away too much. I mean, that's maybe the best thing you don't want to be doing, but what a setup out there. Look at that Caithness slab we've got. That's why it's working so well, these waves up north of Scotland. That's why we're getting such a consistent wave up here. But yes, so we've slightly moved the peak just because of the way the tides are. Once this tide starts to fill in again, we'll probably be moving back. So white up and right in there, just taking a bit of a slam on the end part of the wave. It's a different thing as opposed to watching it live. As in, sorry, watching it not on a screen. It's a different setup.
Red falling as well. Must be challenging.
And the white just not making his the yellow just not making his takeoff there. So we're about to have names coming through. So the judges have moved their sight from away from where we are at the moment, and so links with them have just been cut down a touch. but they're about to come back to us at some point soon. So in the water we have in red we've got Sam Christopherson, in white we've got Owen McQueenie, and in yellow we've got Joe Roger. And we've also got a shout out from Joe Carlton to Ansel and Charlie, the two young competitors from earlier on today. So a big shout out from Joel Carlton to you guys. So now we know who was in the water, it means we can tell you what's going on with them. So these guys, have you any of these you've surfed with? Craig?
I've surfed with Owen McQueenie a bit, him and his dad.
Yeah.
They're both super cool and fun to hang out with, so I went to Spain and surfed with them at the wave pool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And we have Sam actually just having a look at this wave. Whoa, just coming up because of the wind, I think. Just holding him back off the wave.
White having a look as well, I think.
So that's Owen.
Up.
And just a bit of walking front and onto the tail.
Oh.
Just got to watch that wind taking the board back. So what are we looking at then for criteria then for the people listening?
I think that it's all about the style and the stees. If somebody can just walk up to the nose of their board and just ride it out nice and stylish, I think they'll be getting a good score.
Perfect. So it's not so much about being in the pocket and doing a big vertical turn right in the face. It's all about a bit more style, a bit more cruisy. Yeah, nice. Spot on. Yeah, it's just a totally different break from what we had earlier. So it's a left-hander this time. There was the occasional left we had at the bowl, but certainly it's more of a dominant left for sure in this one. So left-hander, that's going to mean, so for priority-wise, how does it work then with takeoffs? So who's in priority when it's on the left-hander? How does that work?
Well, it'll just be the same with the priority board, but suppose they haven't changed the boards yet. It'll just be whoever's deepest, really.
So deepest, closest to the peak.
Yep.
Cool. There we have Sam up and riding again.
Coming back to the pocket. Long ride, but nothing really too critical.
Okay. And that's not really a score, is it, for a long ride, length of ride and this sort of thing, is it?
No, well, length of ride will play into your score, but not nearly as much as a shorter ride where you get to the nose, I would imagine.
So yeah, this is the Longboard quarterfinals we have for the men's at the moment out there, and it's of the Scottish Surfing Championships, so in memory of Ian Masson. So yeah, Ian's known as the 7 times champion Scottish surfer. So totally influenced Scottish surfing up here had a massive impact. So had the pipes earlier for him, and had a lovely eulogy. We've got our sponsors out there as well. We've got to look out for us. We've got Why Not. So Why Not's based up here in Thurso, that's right.
Yeah.
Wave Garden, Scotland. So Wave Garden looking at getting that up and running in Edinburgh. Penland Hotel looking after us, superb. So you've had the breakfast there, have you?
No, just breakfast at home.
Have you?
I go for the porridge and banana.
Nice, good.
Yeah, keep
Good
me
fuel, yep.
Fuel for the day.
And North Core, other sponsor, Surf Shed, Sea Monster. Sea Monster's got some pretty good hangers. If I use them actually, and it does make the wetsuit get dry quick. And Coast Surf Skate Shop. So Coast, that's one of the competitors actually that's up here.
He'll be in the next
Heat.
Okay, so Georgie Watt's in the next heat for that.
Staunch Industries. They make nice clothing and
I think some. I'm not entirely sure.
Yes, and now they've got some hats and t-shirts, etc.
Yeah.
That lots. We've got North Sea, what's that? North
North
Shore
Shore
Surf
Surf
Club
Club.
and Luna Wetsuits. And we've then got the Highland Council have been throwing some help towards the comp. Scotland, the perfect stage. Christian Surfer Scotland and Foundation Scotland and Doonray. Last ones we've got the Scottish Surfing Federation for obviously getting up and running. So good to have all these sponsors on board. And yeah, to see these comps working. Hello there, Sam from Joel. How's things going? So yeah, nice to see the comments coming through on the Facebook page, the live feed. Get on there, give us a shout out wherever you are in the world. It'd be good to hear from you. So what have we got going on? It'd be nice to see what our actual scores are coming through. I'm trying to work out what we've seen so far. It's probably Sam, and this is us guesstimating in this trailer. I would probably think Sam's probably, with his manoeuvre back into the face of the wave, has probably got a good score in that.
Yeah, long ride. It was nice.
I'm estimating probably Owen McQueenie in white in second. He got quite a nice long ride also and attempted a couple steps to the nose. I haven't seen yellow on much yet.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the scores are coming through. That's Sam having another look. And it is just a look, so I'm wondering how they must be getting priority set up in the discs. They've taken all the discs along, so, and he's spinning the board round again. So I think Sam's just taking off, or just having a look again. That wind is just holding them up, eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, so how long have you been surfing up on Thursday then? Oh, hang on, we'll hold that because we've got Owen having a look, or is this?
Yellow.
It's Joe's. Joe up and right. Oh, just sunk the nose in there a bit too deep.
Steep takeoff.
Yep, certainly
on a log.
was.
Owen having a look.
This time. Just coming off the back, wind holding them up, I think. And Sam just getting himself lined up. Is it going to be a takeoff from him? No, just setting himself into position. So yeah, how long have you been surfing up here then?
I started surfing when I was 10, so I think
This is going on to my 7th year of surfing.
7th year surfing and reigning Scottish champion at the moment. That's impressive. Very good. It's a fairly unique place to be surfing for sure. And so you're involved, you had a spot in the British as well, didn't you? How did you find that? What was the level like there?
I didn't enter the British.
Were you not the British? It was November was the Scottish last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully this year though I'll get a chance at the British in Wales. That'd be cool. Try and put myself up against some of the Welsh and English. I'd like that.
Yeah, for sure. Take it to them.
Yeah.
Big shout out to those guys if they're watching.
yeah, they're all surfing ace.
It's cool seeing them all the English and Welsh guys heading up to. They were out at Portugal for the QS, watching them try and go against all them bigger guys that are
Wow.
doing well.
That is, I mean, it's just, when I was speaking to a couple of them last time, the travel that they do is incredible to go and chase a wave. And just the different surf spots they've been to is staggering. Yeah, it's brilliant to hear how committed they are to the sport.
Definitely.
So that's Sam just up. Straight lining, cutting back into the pockets. He's walking to the nose. That's going to get a good score. Completes this, comes back into position, nicely controlled. Just watching out for the board coming back over and taking him out with that wind. You can see, because those boards are not light. So that wind is certainly picking them up. So that was Sam Christofferson on that last wave.
If I was the judge, I'd be going close to the excellent range in that one. Definitely the best wave we've seen this heat so far.
See ya. Go again, the longboard tonight.
Some local psych.
Very loud in the mics. That was a cracking wave there from Sam. That will certainly be scoring high. And just a little lull waiting in the waves here.
Looks like yellow and white are having a conversation. Wonder what they're talking about.
As I'm just trying to see what's that in the background. It's either a swimmer or it's a seal's just popped up to say hello.
White's paddling.
And no one's having a look. That nose just managed to get the nose out, but unfortunately came off the back. And we have Joe's having a quick paddle into this. Quite deep in that pocket. And unfortunately, just being too deep in the pocket, couldn't quite make it on the takeoff. Sam's back in line again. Paddling hard, he should get this one. He's up. There's his nice cut back into the, can he get through it? He's in a nice cut back re-entry.
Straight-legged, but needed some more compression to make out of that one.
Almost.
So that must be our 5-minute window. Just looking at the surfers getting themselves ready to paddle in. So it looks like a nose rider that who is in red there. That is, I'm going to say Glenn Bruce with that yellow board, the nice little nose rider carve at the front. He's got concaved out. That'll be interesting to see if I can get the nose riding a wave all the way through.
Martin McQueenie in yellow on the with the deck grip, and it looks like Georgie in blue.
Okay. Speaking of Georgie Watt earlier on, he's actually loving going into his longboard. It seems like it's allowing for his upper body rotation, having to work the longboard harder. It's bringing it into his shortboarding skills as well. So it's interesting to hear how the crossover of the longboard and the shortboard, it works together. That was Owen just having a quick look there, maybe an early pop up. Just going to get that nose down a bit more. But our first heat of the men's longboard about to finish up soon, of the Scottish Surfing Championships up here in Thurso. And this is the point at Brims, that's where it's taking place. Sam just having a quick look there, but didn't come to anything. Watching the. So still just finishing off this first heat. That was Joe just on a right-hander there. That point, which is it'll be going into a shallow bottom, I suspect.
Yeah, looks about waist deep where he's sitting just now. Although it's point break, it doesn't take away from how shallow it is, and yeah, you can end up on the rocks on that break.
Oof. Not the place to be. And who is this we've got? Is that Owen having a quick look? Will Owen get into this? A good position. Should be on this one. Yes, trying to look for the cut back into the wave, but nothing happened. And I've got a funny feeling this heat's just coming to an end. Sam looking like he's trying to get out of the way, get a wave in. So we can't hear the buzzer where we are. We can't hear the klaxon if it's going to go off. So we've just got to kind of identify what's happening in the water. So yeah, it's proning in. So normally if you finish your heat and you're expected to prone ride your board back in just to clear the area. So it just allows the judges to know you're not part of the next heat starting. So but they normally give them a warning. But yes, that's our first heat done. So that was technically quarterfinals of the longboards. And we're moving on to the second heat of the quarterfinals. So we'll wait to see if first wave is taken. So we've got Martin McQueenie actually having a look here in yellow. So not quite taking. We've got in red, we've got Glenn Bruce, and in blue, George Watt. So our quarterfinal number 2 is underway for men's longboard.
It's a sarcastic way of saying that.
So that was Martin having a quick look in that first wave. Kind of let the nose go under a bit in that one. So he's just looking for a surfboard on the inside. I'm hoping he's not. Yeah, he's got it there. I half thought maybe a leash had been snapped, but it's okay. And we've got George and Glenn just waiting in their first waves. Glenn certainly had a look. He's been having a scratch on the surface, see what we can get, but not quite getting into that one. So the wind must be quite strong out there. So does that have a problem? Does that hold you up, stop you? Do you have to get lower in the water, put your head down, paddle harder? What's the situation with that sort of wind?
Yeah, so in an exposed surf break, generally when there's offshore winds, you need to take off steeper and push more weight forward, and it's just a lot harder really. And it's so much less forgiving than when it's nice and calm, because, well, it's constantly trying to push you back, and yeah, I don't know, it's pretty tricky.
Oh, I can imagine. So it's looking a bit tricky there. We've just had a couple of exchanges happen, but not quite making it. We had George there in the blue. He just tried to take off there, unfortunately buried the nose. So a bit of a steep takeoff, and then just following that was, who was that? Glenn. It was Glenn. And here's George having another look again in blue. I think just deciding to pull out there of that wave. It might have been thinking about or conscious of the surfer on the inside of him that was trying to clear the area. So being safe, I suppose, for both competitors. The sun is still out here at Thurso. It's nice. I'm pretty sure we've had a seal just saying hello in the lineup. And that's George just having a look at that last wave there. And he did get into it. Looked like he had a cut back towards the face. But we'll see what how that ends up in the judges, how it scores. But it is, as we see that pan out shot. What a setting we've got up here.
Water photographer Antoine, I think he was maybe going for free surf before the longboarders were out, trying to catch some waves at the point.
Okay. And that's how he was just walking past there with a dry roby on, was he?
Yeah,
Got you.
he's been doing loads and loads of water photography over here.
So hopefully I'll be getting some results from that last round so we can let you know what's going on. Julia Maritz, nice emojis set up there in the comments. Thanks for that. I'm trying to try and work them out. Say, we'll see them when they come back up. But yeah, good to get some interaction online. Thanks for that. So you're flagging in the waves, but it's sunny and it's A-OK. That's what I'm going to go with that.
So
Nice.
I'm thinking maybe they're going, I don't know, maybe windsurfing in the sun, maybe somewhere abroad windsurfing, that's what I'm thinking.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Wind, surfing, they're happy, and it's A-OK where they are. Nice. Like that.
Well, there's plenty of wind here. And actually sun today for windsurfing, but I think we've just gotten lucky with the sun. It's not a very usual thing here in Caithness.
But the waves are, for sure. Wow. You got it good up here. And we have Martin just having a quick look at that wave. So yeah, now I think it's this one that's got the nose riders. That is Glen. So it's like a concave. It's like, looks like an egg shape cut out the underside of a longboard, which means it's, once you step up to that area, it gives you a bit more speed, sucks into the wave and it holds you there. So yeah, kind of different way the longboards are made. I've got a big classic longboard 70s back at the trailer I go out and randomly when I don't want to go out on the shortboard and I want to enjoy being lazy.
Can't say I've ever surfed a longboard.
I say lazy. No, it's not. I'm still scratching about out there. It's a tough job out in the water. So many people don't get that surfing, the amount of food you have to take, the amount of energy you have to be in the water. Be interesting to know the calories burnt with the difference in cold water surfing to hot water surfing, or a warmer climate. So because we've got wetsuit resistance to think about, wetsuit flexibility to think about, the water temperature to think about, how much energy you're expending, certainly with the difference between longboard and shortboarding. So yeah, it's a pretty good study set up there, good to go.
Yeah, I've had a few surfs in the winter, especially where maybe I've surfed for 8 or 9 hours and the only thing I've eaten that day is a tangerine or a banana.
Yeah, that's not going to last. Gee whiz. Maybe I need to stop eating more. That's the problem with me. I seem to have got a bigger wetsuit this year. I'm not sure what's happening. I think they're making them smaller nowadays.
Or maybe you've grown a little bit.
Could have grown a bit. That's it. It's the thing in your 40s.
Yeah. Shrunk.
Yep. And here's Martin having a quick scratch. He's going for it. He's up on his feet. He's made this one. He's doing a wee shuffle to the front. He's going to come back onto the board.
That way it's going to fizzle out underneath him.
Well. So you can feel that wind's picked up, definitely.
Yeah, you can see out the back there's a bit more chop than when we first started.
But it's good to be getting this going for sure. It means we're using the whole day, getting a different type of surfing going on. There's George having a look. He's up and riding.
Trying to do layback.
Yeah, a little layback in there.
Nobody told him that he's in the longboards right now. He still thinks it's the open men.
So he's there, one goofy out there. So this is either, for some people, playing into the favour of having a goofy on a left-hander.
Yeah, well, I was speaking to Georgie earlier, and he told me that he's actually never gone right on his longboard. So I'm sure he's pretty happy that we're surfing a left just now.
Oh yeah, I'd be delighted with that. And yeah, so it's the Scottish Surfing Championships up here in Thurso at Brims for 2022 in memory of Ian Masson. So we had the pipes playing earlier. Hopefully we heard that. We had a eulogy read out by George. Oh, we've got someone scratching for a note. So we're scratching for a wave there, but no. So yeah, it's just been a good time to remember. And it's just a shame Ian's not with us, but certainly remembered fully by many and many.
Did you ever get to surf with Ian?
I certainly did. What a lovely guy to have in the surf with you. He'd push you and make you work harder for it, and just all round great fun, good chat, positive energy all the time. So yeah, lovely bloke.
Awesome.
So I'm just inspired so many, I think, with what he did. He was always just super fit. I remember him cycling all the time, just out training, just yeah. And just good that we can see these competitions are going ahead and they've built up from when he first was involved with them many years ago. And just seeing the youth coming through now as well on the back of that. Well, it's incredible. I think our youngest competitor we've had out up here is at 13 years old we've had in the Open.
I think so, yep. And they're into the semi-finals as well. Yeah. Israel Noble.
It's superb.
Doing well for the bro.
That's father and son that are through. That's got to be a stat that's going to be down in the record book.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you are online and watching, let's know where you are. Let's give us a shout out, something to discuss, something you want to ask a question for sure. That could be answered. We've got the current Scottish champion in the trailer. If you want to ask him a question, Craig, I'm sure, would be very happy to answer.
Yeah, definitely.
Ask him what his training plan is, what his diet's like, how often he's getting in the water in a week. If he's studying, how to work studying around surfing when a place like this, when there's surf on, you want to be out there all the time, but you also have to get your studying done. So it must be a tricky thing to balance and juggle, but you can ask the questions out there, people. See what that response is. I'm going to ask a question. So what's Wetzel will ask a question after George has taken this wave, I think. There's a lot of bounce on that wave, eh?
You can see his board jittering.
Yep. So
But he's managed to pull it together. Sinking the board. Almost hitting him in the head.
Yeah, saw that.
Oh, Martin McQueenie up and
diving. I don't know if we get style dives. Not sure with that.
But if you did, I'd give it probably a 7.5.
He'll be pleased with that.
Yeah.
He'll be pleased. So what, let's see then, competition-wise, what thickness of wetsuit are you wearing at the moment for your 20-minute heats?
Currently, and through the whole winter, I've wore a 5'4" figure wetsuit made in Cornwall. Yeah, it's custom made, fits you perfectly. Couldn't ask for much more. I haven't touched a 6mm this winter.
That's good to hear. Wow. So the 6mm is normally the go-to for everyone, but 5mm, I've been surfing a 5mm as well with a built-in hood. First time I've got a 5mm with a built-in hood, and it's superb, the flexibility. I'm normally I'm a man that'll take it up to the last minute I possibly can without hood, boots and gloves, and I'll be in a 4mm probably up till about December.
Yeah, last winter last year towards the end I was wearing my 5mm no hood, no gloves until the end of November. Just trying to not have to put them on for as long as possible.
Eke it out for as long as you possibly can, for
Yeah.
sure. It's so much better feeling not having stuff all around you.
Yeah, I definitely take being comfortable over warmth most days.
So we had a bit of a, in red, we had Glenn there just taking a wave, and Georgie just getting hung up on the inside of that last one. And you can see us. There we are there. So how's everyone doing? I hope you're enjoying. Here's our current Scottish champion sitting next to me. Good to see our faces, I think.
Yeah.
And you can still see him tucked up nicely in my warm jacket. And we just a loss of image there. I don't know what happened. Our controller just decided to. So we got Phil next to me who's doing all this work. I mean, he's just a legend. There's a control board we're looking at. It's the size of a keyboard. It's got probably more buttons on it than a keyboard. And he's just got full control of this.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. It feels like the trailer's going to take off. We're going to the moon.
It says it's this little rocket handle to the right. It's like a jet engine booster start, but you all can't see that at home. But we can. So superb. But yeah, what a great job they've done to get the live feed up and running. You've got no idea where we are regarding reception. I think the classic I've seen, which I've mentioned today, was a girl trying to send a text message yesterday. She actually put her phone on her head and the message was sent, and she took the phone back off her head and there was no reception. I was like, that is unbelievable. And we have Glenn and Red just having a look, just coming off the back of that wave there. Tricky to get on, eh?
Yeah, that wind's just holding you back.
Turn in. Look at that, so we can do a little filter. That's me playing with the rocket handle. There we go, we've got...
Do you know what the scores are?
That was George just having a look. I wonder if you went for a right-hander there. Just trying to work out. And Martin's going to have a look at this one. Just maybe up a bit early. Getting blown off the back of that wave. And here we have Glenn going for this one. Maybe they're getting chucked about a little bit with that chop, wouldn't you say? It's causing it hard for a takeoff.
Yeah, it's not very easy, and having that extra length in your board for the longboard certainly isn't helping. I mean, it's just the more boards you have, it's going to blow you back even more. So they're having to take off at a pretty critical point to make it onto the waves.
And so yeah, we're back in play. We just had a couple of people asking questions. So the way the judging is working at the moment, they're doing manual judging from the far end away from the electronic judging. So there's been questions being asked to us to see what who's going through and who's up next, what colour of bibs people are in. So it's just keeping in touch with all the judges, etc. for that. And yeah, we're just hearing from a couple of longboarders coming up. So what was the feedback there? We got Craig from some of the longboarders.
Sam Christopherson came up to the trailer and he said conditions were tricky. That offshore wind certainly isn't helping with catching waves, but he believes that the cove could be getting better.
Okay, so that's just a different part of brims that we're looking at. So we'll see if that can work.
A slightly more less exposed wave. It won't be picking in as much swell, but you'll have a nice glassy face if you catch one there.
Good stuff. It's good to have this inside knowledge. It's just we won't give too much away, obviously. You're going to come and experience it yourselves. And yeah, we've got the farm as well up here, so it's all about being smart parking. The farm is an active farm, so if you ever do come up to this area and you think it's just, oh yeah, we can just go and surf there, you've got to remember there's an active farm here. So always look out for the farmer, all the good things about closing the gates, all that sort of stuff we've really got to think about. So yeah, because it's superb to get this sort of location to surf in, but we've also got to be mindful of people that have got land in the area that's, you know, they've got to farm it, they've got to work it. So just keep an eye and help them out. And Martin just not quite getting into that wave.
Yeah, general respect for if you're ever coming up is always appreciated, and you'll be much welcomed back if you're respecting the locals and everybody else that's up here.
I mean, it's a thing about going to a certain surf break and just paddling out and thinking, oh yeah, it's easy enough to do. You've got some locals that have been here for a while and they know this area really well, and it's not about a case of throwing yourselves in there, because you might find yourself in a dangerous situation and yeah, someone's going to give you a hand and help you out, but there's maybe that point of maybe question before you get in the water, where am I really supposed to be, and is this okay, is it your ability? So it looks like people are paddling in, so I'm just wondering if this heat is coming to an end. Not sure. Now we've got
Red up and riding.
Red up and riding, so that is Glenn. I think that is heat end. Surfers coming out. So well done for sticking with us for that. So yeah, Scottish Surfing Championships. Thanks to all the sponsors, and we will see what's going on. There's a seal just coming across in the background to the left of our screen. I'm sure it just popped its head up. So I thought it was a cameraman photographer in the water, but no, it's definitely a seal. So it's just gone under. Anyway, we'll be speaking to you soon. Craig, thanks for being in the trailers. It's great having you on board.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
So welcome back. So we have in the water the Scottish Surfing Championships Longboard semi-final. And in red we've got Sam Christopherson. And on white, just having a quick look at the moment, it is Zach Marrett. And in yellow we've got George Watt. So that's George Watt definitely on his blue board out there, we can see. And Craig is sitting with me in the trailer, the current Scottish champion.
Hey everyone.
So yeah, you've got the time now and the chance to get those questions asked to Craig if you want. You don't have to ask me any questions. I'm an old dog and people don't need to speak to me about questioning stuff. You want to ask the young bucks that are nailing all the surf out there. They can give you the rundown of what they do. We've got George Watt having... Oh, sorry.
Yep, George Watt.
It is George, yep.
Little straight hander.
So yeah, we've had a feedback from the surfers. It's quite a tough challenge out there with those longboards and the waves the way they are. So that was George just taking first blood, I suppose, for him. Sam's just having a look and a different peak from the rest of them. Does he know something that others don't? So he's just out of camera shot. You can see him off to the left there. He's just lining up for something in that peak. So we'll see if he's going to just have a wee movement and come across. Yeah, I think he's realising it's not working so well. He's going to bring himself into the main peak where the other two surfers are. And there we have Zach and George. So put those two together to make Jack. Wow. So Zach Marrett in white and George Watt in yellow. So yeah, Scottish Surfing Championships up here in Thurso at Brims, and let's just see if George is going to go for this. So we've got Zach going for this one.
Oh,
Hey,
on
bit
the
of
bum.
style on the bottom.
Racing car to the reef.
There's Zach. I wonder if that's a signature. Is that something he's a regular for?
Yeah, Zach is an interesting character, to say the least. You'll usually find him going switch stance and getting mental tubes at Thurso East, or surfing naked in the middle of the winter.
Oh wow, okay, we'll not talk more about that one. That's he does the what? Okay. Fair play. And that Sam has now joined us in the red, I think. He's come away from the separate peak he had. He was looking at something different for a minute or two. We get George having a quick look in this next wave. And George getting to his feet. Getting slightly low onto the nose of the board. As he made it, he's just been hit by some chop and just swung him off the board, it looks like there. And there's our panoramic shot. Looking pretty cool. So good to see the heats are still going on for the day. We were sitting at 20 to 5. Hopefully going to get both semi-finals of the longboards in. Hopefully the final, and we might even be getting into the women's heats as well. So we'll just see how it pans out with the way the tide or the swell is filling, or the tide is filling in, sorry. We'll see what happens.
We can definitely see the tide pushing up at the bowl. I've been watching it the last wee while, and
Eyes on all the time.
Yeah.
That's why he's the Scottish champion at the moment. See that? Knows what he's seeing, knows what he's looking for. Eyes on like a hawk. Yeah, and that wind's just holding still. It's not fully picked up, you know, which is a good thing, but it could do with dying out. I'm hoping it's going to die out later on, and hopefully see us for a cracking day tomorrow. I would expect an early start in the morning to get through. I think we'll be on semi-finals tomorrow and finals first up in the morning. We'll just have to wait and see what the shout-out's going to be in social media for that. Wilkie, just to let you know, I did get another cup of coffee, so that's all good. I'm back to all cylinders again. And we've got our sponsors, obviously, that look after the whole competition. This is why we can do these competitions. This is why it's growing so popularly in Scotland, and certainly picking up with all the generations for sure. We've got Why Not based up in Thurso. We've got the Highland Council. We've got Wave Garden Scotland. We've got the Pentland Hotels, the North Core, Surf Shed, Sea Monster, Coast Surf and Skate Shop, We've got Staunch Clothing and North Coast Surf Club. North Shore Surf Club, get that right. Oh man, with the man sitting next to me. Luna Wetsuits. Highland Council have looked after us. Scotland, The Perfect Stage. Christian Surfers in Scotland. Foundation Scotland, Doonray. And NDA. Still find out who NDA is, so someone needs to let me know who that one is. And yeah, obviously the Scottish Surfing Federation for getting this up and running. I know one of them is probably sitting in Australia. It might be a bit late for him in the middle of the night. So, but a shout out to Watson, who was in touch earlier on. So good to see he's watching from the other side of the world. So we are going global. This is tremendous. And a big shout out to the guys that are making that happen. So we've got a crew in here that are just, I don't know where they managed to get a signal from. They seem to be the only people around here that have got a signal. They're keeping it top secret right enough, but there's one girl we know can send a message by putting the phone against her head, which is incredible. So it worked. I was shocked. Her message got out there. Is this a normal thing up here?
Yeah, you'll quite often be walking around the street or whatever and folk have their phones in their heads. It's just a general thing in Caithness.
And that's, they're not on the phone speaking to them, they just have it in their head. Okay, that's fair. So yeah, we've got there's one person paddling just a bit further away. We're missing one down.
That wind's just holding the waves back, and
Yeah,
this
they
pushing tide isn't helping with the waves really. Looks like there'll be a lot of rip and chop to navigate out there.
I see they're just...
He's
Wow, that is shallow. That is Zach, I think.
oh, belly flop.
And there's some killer whales in the background. There you go. So the longboarders have got some orcas cruising through the back of our shot. So just off to the left. In fact, that could be... I'm trying to work out if that's dolphins, but it looks like it's fairly decent sized fins. I suspect that female orcas.
Yeah, well, if I was them orcas, I'd probably be quite
They are.
intimidated by that display that Zach just showed us, the belly flop.
So they just seem to be off to the right hand side of the surfers at the moment as we look. They've just cruised past to the right hand side of the surfers. There we go. So we'll see if they pop up again. Yeah, incredible to see orcas up here at Thurso. I'm not sure they're in here too often, what I've been told by people. Yeah, incredible. Great to see. I think it might have been Zach's belly splash dive that he did for us that maybe enticed them to have a look, or did it scare them away from where they were resting up? But yeah, there's certainly orcas just cruised past us there. That was tremendous to see.
Looks like the surfers have moved to a different part of the reef now. Looks a bit shallower and more peaky, but we'll see how they get on.
And we've got that's Sam just coming in. I'm just wondering if there's been a shout to come in, but I'm not sure. Would it have been the orcas that's maybe said, I think I'm going to get out of the water? Yeah, Sam's certainly making a beeline into the shore. Would it be a change of board? I'm not sure. You'd have taken out the right board for conditions. So we'll see what happens. There's George just having a look as well. Zach still. Well, we'll find out. We don't know. We've got this assumption being made here in the trailer. Oh, wow, orcas. So is this a normal thing up here to see orcas going through?
You'll see them every now and then. I usually don't like to see them when I'm surfing, but
I think, yeah, Sam's just pointing out the fact to the judges that there are some orcas in the water. I'm not sure. Maybe he's a bit sketched out by them. I'm not sure.
Zach appears to not care. He likes swimming with the orcas, I guess.
But I mean, interesting thing is they are wild. There's been no recorded attacks of an orca in the wild at all. So, yeah, interesting. Just the unfortunate situation when they're in the sea worlds, etc.
They freak
So-
me out.
They're-
So much power.
Yeah, they're big. They
Yeah.
are big. I mean, dolphins. We've got the biggest dolphins in Europe, the greys, and the orcas are a lot bigger than the dolphins.
Yeah.
We had them go past the northeast coast of just down the Aberdeen way, and I was immediately out in the paddleboard to see if I could see them, and unfortunately they turned themselves away from where I was. We have Zach having a look here, and what's he going to do?
There's a strong rip pushing through them rocks. I would imagine it's holding the waves back and probably the surfers.
So we seem to have lost Sam from this heat. I don't know what's going on there. And he was out to the right hand side. I think he is walking up the shoreline. So yeah, interesting to see there is a seal out there for sure, and it's been present when these orcas have gone past. Wow. It's like Zach, it's a brave seal. I'm not saying that Zach's a seal right enough, but he's struggling to get into this wave. Here he goes, up on his feet. Wee-cha. There's a wee dive into the shallows there. And there's Sam just on the inside. I'm just wondering if it was. That's George having a look on the inside left there.
I do think it's safe to say that Zach's probably winning this comp with the best dives.
Certainly got the best diving. A nice cheeky wee sumo seat there as well.
Yep.
So that's his signature racing car manoeuvre. Excellent. So it looks like a tough little heat, this one here. They're having to really think about where they're positioning. George, have another look. It's just it's just holding up too much, isn't it? And
Yeah.
that's that rip, you think, is just holding that wave up?
Yeah, just with the tide pushing up, I would imagine it'll be pushing water up somewhere else, and that's where the rest of the water's funneling back out. So yeah, it'll just be holding the waves back, holding the surfers back.
Wow. Look at this. Here comes a wave, and this has got some size to it. Should be up and riding. Zach is in position. Yeah, it's definitely holding up. It's not quite getting in there. Same with George. Interesting one, because they've all have moved off that predominant peak that is known as point, and they just switched round to the other side of that rock. The fingers that are sticking out, so that's where they're sitting now. But as you say, there's too much rip. Looks like we've got some movement of them paddling in. So is this end of heat?
I think I just heard a horn.
So that's a horn's gone up for end of heat. Well, a tough one there for the semi-final, the first semi-final of the men's longboard that's out there for the Scottish Surfing Championships. But we have had an interesting one, certainly with some orcas in the water. Wow. I'm just seeing if that's... I'm just going to have a quick look. There's looks like two surfers. They're just in a cove, I think, if not...
Yeah, two
Oh, yeah.
free surfers. It looks like they're longboarding also. I'm thinking it's Patrick and Lonica, two of the older generation.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty cool. You always find them surfing across the river from Thurso East on their
Got
longboards.
you. Quality. Oh, well. Let's see what happens. I'm assuming they're coming in. I'm not. They're paddling across the way. Is this... this is still the same guys in, yep. Maybe the heat's not over, it's just the way they look like they were paddling back in.
Yeah, or they could be trying to catch white water in. It's pretty tricky to paddle against that rip.
I think we have a photographer in there as well. So hopefully you got some good shots of the spectacle we had passing by. Oh well, so yep, Scottish Surfing Championships up here in Thurso, 2022, in memory of Ian Masson, one of the Scottish legends that unfortunately is no longer with us, but what an inspiring guy to have known and met and surf with. So it certainly brought a whole light to the younger generation coming through, and the generation roundabout, and the older ones, and anyone that had the fortune to meet him. So we will see what's happening in the next heat coming up, and we'll leave you to a quick break. So we're into our second semi-final of the men's longboard, and in the water I'm pretty sure that's Chris Clark in red, Owen McQueenie in white, and Martin McQueenie in yellow. Wait a minute, this can't be relations, are they?
Yep, father and son.
My goodness me, looks like this is going to be a leash holding contest that no one knows about. One's going to grab another leash, I'm sure. We'll see how this one goes down.
Sounds like the start of the heat now.
I just can't see the yellow rash vet yet of Martin McQueenie. That's them paddling from the, there we go. So we have a cameraman in there as well, that's what it is. Thinking it was a seal for a second, but no, that's Martin McQueenie just paddling into the lineup. Yeah, straight into it, and I think a couple of the other longboarders have moved to a different part of the beach. So we'll see what they... Beach, reef, wow. I think I'll go and have another coffee. All three of them nicely lined up, staggered in position. Father and son not having a word. There must be quiet conversation with those guys. Unless they're going to play the tactical.
Mind games.
Mind games and play against Chris. This could be an interesting matchup in this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's Chris having a scratch. And that's we can hear a klaxon going off at the moment, so was he on his feet before that went off, that klaxon? Could you technically say he was, so he can't get scored in that? Would that be right?
It's whenever your hands leave the rails, so it was a close call. We'll see what the judges were saying. It'll go entirely off of them.
Yep.
Sure they'll have a discussion about that.
Maybe he was holding on for a while just until he'd heard the klaxon, then did the pop, though. It'll be an interesting one if it comes to be a scoring situation towards the end where his first wave was the best. Interlude, see if we can change some settings just for you guys to see in the live stream. What set wave came through there, just check them on the inside. So yes, we've got Chris Clark in the red out there, we've got Owen McQueenie in the white, and we've got Martin McQueenie in the yellow. So father and son out there in the water together. Nice to see. Martin having a look in this inside wave. Got a lot of bounce in that, you can see.
Oh, balls.
Martin just at the back of that peak there, paddling himself up into position now. So Chris Clark just holding at the moment. He's not really going for anything, so I'm wondering if he's... This could be a tricky one if he turned around and thinks that first wave was his best score, and maybe it wasn't actually.
My predictions are he's just waiting out for a wave that he thinks is scoreable. There's not really too much point on paddling about and wasting your energy on if you don't think that you can get any score on it.
Yep.
He's been in plenty of heats before, so I imagine he knows what he's doing.
He's no stranger to being a longboard out there, is he?
No.
Just seems to be backing off that wave each time on the inside part. Need a bigger wave coming through, I think. Yeah, it's slightly clouded over from what we had earlier on. So we did have the the sun out for most of the day today. It's just starting to dull out a touch. It's still not got hailstones or horizontal snow showers that we had for the British, which was quite an incredible session. We managed to get that one over and done with, but through some pretty harsh conditions, where one of the heats had to actually be rerun because we couldn't see the competitors in the water, just the squall of snow that came in. So we've got a question here from Alan Harper. It's directed to Craig. So we've got actually Owen just riding the wave at the moment. We'll come back to that question. Just have a check of Owen. You can see. What do you think of the chop there? It's a lot of bounce, wasn't there, Craig?
Yeah, it just looks super tricky. That offshore wind and the tide filling in is just making that harder and harder with each wave you're going for, it seems.
And we've got a question for you, yeah, from the live feed. We may have Martin having a look in this wave. No, we can go into the question. Let's see. Oh, hang on, we might not, because we've got another wave. Yeah, it's okay, we're good. Right, then Alan's wanting to know, Craig, which juniors coming up do you think will become your toughest competition in the future? That's a gem of a question.
There's so many juniors coming up recently. It's amazing to see all the different clubs managing to put these different competitions together, and watching all these young kids shred is amazing. Israel Noble, he's in this competition. He's only 13 and he's in the semi-finals as well, which is pretty amazing for his age. He should be proud, and I see myself having to go against him a couple of times in the future.
And you think the junior series is going to have a big impact? That's by having those competitions, that's just going to up the competitive edge of these youngsters?
Yeah, definitely. Just having as many competitions as you possibly can, well, getting in that competitive mindset is amazing. And I found when I was younger, I improved the most when I was in that mindset against all these other people.
Superb. What a question. Thank you, Alan. Good to get questions like that coming through. You've got the man in the chair, you can ask him that for sure. He's sitting at the moment, reigning Scottish champion. So go on, keep the questions coming.
Yeah.
And this is where we're going to guesstimate and say we missed Martin McQueenie on an overhead barrel there that we've missed, but oh well, we'll hopefully come back to that for you. I'm joking, I don't think that happened. We're all good.
One McQueenie paddling, having a look. He's up.
Ooh, and a bit of a...
Bit bumpy, but for this heat, could be a score that, I mean, so far that could get you through a heat, really.
Yep, yep. I just had the scare of seeing myself back in TV there. Need to go and start training.
Shaka.
Thanks, Alan. Shaka, coming back to you.
It's going to be 50 on the semifinal when they go straight to them.
I think if I was in this heat just now, I'd probably just be looking for a whitewater wave, really. Just a straight hander and ride it the whole way in. Length of ride.
That's the way to do it. You've got a call out there from Patrick Murphy to yourself. Craig, thank you for the longboard call out. Good luck defending your title.
Thanks, Pat.
So you reckon that's length of ride and see how far you can go. That's the way to do it.
Unless you're Zach surfing the bowl, length of ride isn't suggested out there unless you want to be dry docked.
Yeah, we're getting different eyes on here from where we're sitting, so you can see what's going on in different parts of this breakup here. So that I think is one of our, is that going to say our photographers there. Who do we have? Is it Oscars? He's having a walk across, or is it Sam? Not sure. I think Sam's in the water.
Oh, Jesus, right. Please. That's so embarrassing. Was I on that then?
Someone could have been caught in the camera and just realised it. And she's away. It's like a sudden magic. She was there, now she's gone. And we're back to the surfers in live stream.
Looks like a bit of a flat spell just now. I think the minutes will be counting down for this heat.
Owen maybe taking a turn, maybe having a look, seen something that we've not picked up on. There we go. We're going to struggle on that one to get in. So come on in, people out there, get the questions asking. Craig got a good question there from Alan. So any more, much appreciated for sure.
Yeah, please.
Do you do, Craig, do you do dry land training?
Sometimes I can get in a rhythm and do some yoga and stretches and stuff, but I'm not so into lifting weights.
Okay. Yoga's pretty good though. That's a pretty good way to be training.
Yeah.
For sure.
I just surf lots.
Sport specificity for sure. No better than being in the water.
Exactly.
It's the thing with the surfing, there's no rules to surfing. It's trying to do radical maneuvers with speed, power and flow. Yeah, so this is semi-finals, the second semi-final heat for the men's longboard. And this is at, well, it's just at point at brims.
I'm not sure where they're going to run for the finals. It looks like the water's filled in a lot at the point. Maybe my prediction is they might move it over to the cove. I've seen a couple longboarders catch some waves there, but we'll see what the judges and the director saying.
Okay. It'd be good to get some long rides working so everyone can see and enjoy on screen, wherever you are watching in the world.
Thanks. Yep. So from our semi-final heat 1, we got in first place George Watt and in second Zach Marrett. Sorry Sam, you'll be out of the contest, and but it was tricky conditions. Owing up on length of ride, I'd score that high on this heat for sure. That's in the excellent range.
That is probably the one for the heat, isn't it?
Yeah.
So far. Unless Chris's one was in before or just after the buzzer started.
Yeah.
We'll see where that one goes. And another one to Craig from Alan again. We're just going to get a quick film question. I'm going to change my stance because I saw myself on the camera and I just wasn't looking right. So, Alan's asking Craig, if you win the Scottish title for the second time, what's your next goal to achieve?
So later in the year, I'll have the Euro Juniors in Portugal. That's in the summer. So I'd like to make a few heats in that at least, and just kind of compare myself to all them guys since they surf crazy good. And yeah, then if I qualify, then I'll be on the team for the British later on in the year in Welsh. And I've never entered that before, but I'd be interested to see how well I'd do.
Cool. Alan, that's what it's about. Everyone out there, take note. Alan's asking some cracking questions. We've got the man that's going to answer them. So get them in for us, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we did both throw you a shaka there, Alan, just to let you know. We just came off camera at that time.
Mm-hmm. Drop trip.
The athlete next to me has just been handed a serious
Sausage supper.
sausage supper, and I'm just watching him scoff this down.
That's how I generally like to prepare myself the day before the finals, as sausage supper. I did it yesterday as well. We were late back. Sausage supper on the way home got me fueled for today. I managed to pull a couple of scores out of the bag, so I'm hoping for the same tomorrow.
Sounds like the lucky trick is the sausage supper. That's what does it then, eh?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I had a prawn cocktail, everyone. So you could, just that last shot, you could have seen the surfer sitting there at Cove and at Brims of the bowl. So yeah, we're just not sure where we are time-wise with this semi-final number 2.
Must be coming to the end soon.
Must be close on. No worries, Alan. Get those kids to bed, and you'll be ready to listen to the final for sure. That should be coming on soon. We're having a paddle here. But yeah, thanks for the questions. That's exactly what we're after in the trailer.
Yep.
It's good because no one's asking me questions. I'm good with that. I won't be able to answer them.
How long have you been surfing?
Oh, just a couple of years, you know. No, I first started surfing when I was 18, actually. So it's 5 years now I've been surfing.
Yep. Surfing longer than I've been alive.
So yeah, that's 18. I'm 40 something years old now. It was actually, I used to be windsurfing.
Oh, nice. And
Okay.
who was there any influence to start surfing?
Friend of mine actually.
Nice.
He gave me a shot of a surfboard after I snapped a mast on my windsurfer. We have Owen actually having a look here. Board bouncing up and down. Not going to get into that one. We've got a shout out for Clarkie. So that's from Olivia Mackay and Nadia Murray. Are rooting for Clarkie. So a big shout out for Clarkie in this heat. Also, we've got a question for Craig from Laney Cruikshank. It's actually from Kai asking, what is your favourite song? Is it the Banana Song? Oh, okay, what's this?
Yeah, Kai loved singing the Banana Song when we were away in Lanzarote, and it kept all of us entertained and got me psyched to surf some slabs out there as well. So, yeah, I like to listen to the Banana Song sometimes before I go into my heat, or yeah, I vary between the Banana Song and some others, but that's my go-to usually. Thanks, Kai.
The Banana Song, dare I ask it, what do you think, Bill? There's Clarkie been writing. Do I ask, how's the Banana Song go? Simon Cowell's apparently listening to this and watching, so
I don't think I'd be able to give an accurate display. I don't have a glass of water, so I won't be able to clear my throat. But
okay.
Maybe if you ever see Kai Cruikshank, ask him how the Banana Song goes, and he'll give you a 10 out of 10 performance. Like,
superb. Lawrence, okay. Campbell, what's your perfect Sunday lunch? With a smiley face. Wow. Perfect Sunday lunch. Do you know, it's actually a challenge because I've got, where I'm based, I've got a couple of seriously good food trailers round about me down in Aberdeen. You've got no idea. So I don't know how to answer that one there. I could say a lot. But they've retracted the message, so then I don't have to say anymore.
no, I want to know now. I'm intrigued.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at the Scottish Championships. Quarterfinal Heat 2 Open Women is about to take place at Brims, the Bull. In this heat we'll have Phoebe Strachan in red, Lola Mitchell in white, and Georgia Nicholson in yellow. Thanks to everybody joining the live. If you have any questions throughout the heats in the live stream, just put them in the chat. We'll read over them.
Surfers ready. Judges ready.
Denied of your one job. Lola Mitchell paddling, not quite making it on that one. Some fun waves, tide's just coming up, so, oh, Phoebe's up on a wave. Nose dive.
Fired the nose a little bit there.
Yep. This wave, the Bull, it's a shallow slab. You're usually falling off at ankle to waist depth water, so it's pretty intense, but the women are giving it a good go, and hopefully we'll see some fun waves coming through.
That was Georgia Nicholson just having a go on the left-hand side on her left-hand wave, which will be shallow. Just be careful there. So we've all had a shot of the first wave, so we should be getting priority set up from there on in.
Phoebe on her first wave got a 1.33. Little throwaway score at the start of the heat. Lola Mitchell getting a 0.37 and Georgia getting a 0.57. All throwaway scores.
There's Phoebe having a look at this wide wave coming through.
Just sitting a bit wide. Fun wee runner though. Maybe one behind it.
So yeah, as the tide fills up, that just switches where that takeoff point is, yeah?
Yeah, so you'll notice to the left of it, that rock that was showing earlier. Oh, Lola up on a wave. Nice carve. Oh, and just can't bring that one back. That'll be the highest score of the heat so far though. Yeah, so that rock on the left hand side has been submerged, and it's just that tide is rushing up because it's such a big tide just now, and you'll just notice the takeoff and the rest of the wave has changed completely since even just an hour ago.
So yeah, certainly Lola got a good score on that one, a 4.5. White, your last score, 4.5. White, your last score, 4.5.
Red up with a nice little carve, but it's incomplete in my book. See what the judges are saying.
I know they were talking about some leniency with not having to ride out with the fins, just
the shallow,
yeah,
the shallowness
the
on the
shallows,
inside,
yep.
yeah. Looks like a set coming through now. Doesn't look like anybody's in the spot though. Some fun waves. Kinda wish I was out there. Whoa, that's the one.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's an excellent scoring wave if you're in the spot.
And you're having to work hard there to stay in that spot, aren't you? There's a bit of movement out there.
Yeah, there's constant rep pushing you deeper, so it's not so bad if you can stay busy, but if you're sitting around for too long, you'll notice yourself being pushed a bit deep.
So white is first priority, red second priority. White, you're in the lead with a 4.87. Red, you're in second place with a 3.83. You require a 2.38 to move into first. Yellow, you're in third with a 0.57. You need a 4.31 to move into first and a 3.26 to move into second. White with first priority, red with second priority. So yeah, as you'll hear, we've got a live feed going out to you guys online at the moment, and we've got mic system set up to let the athletes hear what's going on. So the Scottish Surfing Championships up here in Thurso, it is still going on, which is great. The women's open quarterfinals heat in the water. Semi-finals. Get that right, Campbell.
Quarter.
It is quarter, I am right. There's just been too many backwards and forwards going on today.
Yep. I've not been in the booth too long and I already heat 2. Lola making a steep drop there, kicking the board out, gets shallow on that inside. As you can see, she's about waist, maybe knee depth there. Brutal.
I think we've just got the two competitors in the water now. I'm just hoping that Georgia is all right. So I see she's just sitting on the reef at the moment. So someone is with her, so it's being checked. So, but I think we're okay. She walked out.
Red paddling, steep takeoff. Ooh.
Tim. So we've got some nice skies in the distance with the sun just poking through. It's creating some nice ray lines all the way through. So we might get an evening sun up. We'll find out what's going on with that.
Sundown.
Yeah, sun up to sundown.
13 minutes to go. Lola Mitchell finding 2 scores. She's in first just now.
And all got the gaths on because it is a shallow break in here. You're one for wearing gath out there.
Yeah, I like it. Just gives me a bit more confidence on the waves, so I don't see why I wouldn't.
Exactly. No, without a doubt. And great to see these women fighting it out in the bowl here at Brims up in Thurso. So it's been so nice being welcomed up to Thurso as well. It's been fantastic, just where we're located, just with everything we've had so far. And we've still got another day of competition ahead of us. And a shout out to all our sponsors, for sure. Why Not, Wave Garden, Highland Council, Scotland's Perfect Stage, Christian Surfer Scotland, Foundation Scotland, Doonray, NDA, Scottish Surfing, and Wave Garden Scotland, and certainly the Penland Hotel are looking after me with food, which is tremendous. Northcore, Surf Shed, Sea Monster, and Coast Surf Skate, Staunch Clothing, and North Shore Water Sports, and Luna Surf. We have Phoebe having a look at the wave here. Just takes a big drop, managed to hold it, dragging an arm and trying to get into the pocket there, but unfortunately just getting hit with the lip. But certainly a good drop. Certainly air for a second into that drop, and held it at the bottom. So that'll be recognised.
Cool. Looks so fun.
It's certainly glassier than where they were at points in the longboards not that long ago.
Definitely. That was
I
a double
think-
spit.
I think we do have a situation tomorrow where the longboards semis will probably be rerun. It's been confirmed at the moment. Just a couple of instances happening there. I think the orcas that went past were pretty close, so a couple of surfers chose to exit the water at the time. So it's been looked at and discussed too. And also, I think that with the wave quality, there wasn't really enough waves to be scored upon. So they're going to have a look at the rerun tomorrow if it can be done for the semi-finals of the longboard men. And we'll see if it's orca free or not.
Seal.
10 minutes. So white, you have first priority. Red in second priority. White, you're in the lead with a 6.93. Red, you're in second position with a 4.70. You need a 4.44. Right up
See
and
if she can
riding.
get the score here. Nice carve. Ooh, we're just gonna get into that super shallow section.
Completed the turn there, just didn't finish off the wave, so we'll see that was a two turn wave there.
Second wave incomplete. Second turn incomplete though.
Okay,
Ooh,
look at that.
spit. Pretty pristine waves just now. They look lovely. I'm sure they're probably harder to surf than it looks.
He's trying to get into that position. See, Lola's just getting herself caught in that little rip. She needs to just get a little paddle across the way, set herself up in the takeoff point. She's having a look now.
Phoebe's last score coming in at 357.
Red, your last score, 3.57. Red with first priority, white second priority. White in the lead with a 6.93. Red in second with a 6.07. You need a 3.37 to progress to first. See, and this will probably pick up throughout the night, would that be right?
Yeah, with the pushing tide, I would imagine there'll be some slightly bigger sets coming through, and in the morning we
Yeah,
should
in the
see
morning.
some solid sets.
So I'm wondering how early that start will be. I think it'd be at 8 o'clock, I would imagine.
Yeah,
I'm not
I-
sure, but it could be earlier.
I think that also.
I have a wave coming in. Red just sitting having a look, so Phoebe's was just thinking about it, decided no, I'm not going to give up my priority. Hold on to that for this time. 7 minutes remaining, so still plenty of time in the clock, but she's having a look now. Going for a tuck in there, dragged the hand, held onto the rail, but not getting quite through that lip. Getting caught up. So that's probably easier in the backhand to get the drag hand to slow yourself down in the...
Yeah, it's a bit easier to get to be underneath the wave and grab your rail, but the forehand you could pump a little bit and go faster inside
Okay.
the barrel. Bit of a wider set coming in now.
That was definitely a paddle. That's a great boat in position, yeah.
So red with first priority, white second priority. White is in the lead, the 6.93. Red, you're in second position with a 6.07. You need a 3.37 to progress to first. So basically, we're saying that these two, if I think Georgia's going to be staying on the reef at the side here, so does that mean there's two automatic will go through?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you think they're taking that out there in the water? What do you think's their thoughts? Are they going to take a risk? Or are they going to?
I don't know. If it was me, I'd probably just feel it out, and if I was in the spot for a good one, I'd go. But I would take it easy. You know, it's not worth damaging a board or yourself on a heat that you're getting through. But also scoring waves like this with only one other person isn't too bad either. I'd want to make the most of it.
5 minutes. So that's a 5-minute call out. That means the other surfers for the next heat can get in the water. So we've got 4 into this next heat. That was Phoebe's last wave at 3.10. There's Lola just having a paddle into this one. She's up on her feet and riding. Took a nice drop. First turn, second. Oh, just dug the nose on the inside there. Just keep an eye on that one. So that'll be in quite shallows, but she's up. She's all right. She's giving us a check in the head that she's okay. Paddling back out and into position. I think this will be a pretty good score for Lola there. Not sure it will be her best of the heat. It may be her second best. See how the judges score that.
Yep. The next heat is in red, Clover Christofferson. In white, Natalie Cabedza. Yellow, Nadia Murray. And blue, Katrina McDonald.
So yeah, that certainly did push Lola's score up there. Red, first priority. White, second priority. White, you're in the lead with a 8.77. Red, you're in second place with a 6.67. You need a 5.20 to progress to first. Just counting down, under 3 minutes in this heat. So for the Scottish Surfing Championships, for the Women's Open, quarterfinals heat 2. So in memory of Ian Masson, 7-time Scottish surf champion, who we've remembered earlier on today. Certainly heard a lovely piece from George from Fraserburgh, which is superbly read. And it's tough because he's known Ian for so many years and surfed for them numerous occasions. So it was lovely to hear that piece today. So I think inspired so many surfers throughout Scotland, around the world.
Yeah. How's the sky? Maybe it's Ian looking down on us.
Yeah, certainly there's a bright rays of sunshine coming through.
Sending us some waves as well.
Yep, the waves are coming through. It must be. So red first priority, white second priority. White in the lead with an 8.77. Red in second place with a 6.67. You need 5.20 to progress to first. Interesting, you can wobble about the trailer by sitting in the seat. That means I'm too heavy. Oh dear. Better start training.
I can wobble it. Ooh, Phoebe on a good one.
Phoebe on a good one here.
Oh, good turn. Two proper
big top
turns.
turns, just
Didn't complete the second one.
Yeah, nice drop into that, dragged hand to slow herself down with a grab of the rail. So we'll see what the judges make of that one.
You could see the aggression in her turns, pushing all of her weight. Some good power and spray.
Yeah.
Sure that'll wow the judges a little.
Situation change. Red in first with a 9.50. White in second with an 8.77. You need a 5.01 to progress to first. So that was you could almost say not a buzzer beater, but it was close to the end there.
Yeah.
For Phoebe.
Regardless,
10 seconds.
both of them are getting through, so.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So there we go. That is heat number 2 for the women's open quarterfinals just completed. Pretty well done, that set.
Yeah, that was a good heat.
Some nice waves ridden for sure.
Definitely. Giving it their all. Yeah, so that's heat number 3 of the quarterfinal open women just started. Last heat we saw Phoebe and Lola catching some nice waves. They got some scores, so happy days. We have some nice waves coming through, and yeah, sky's nice.
And the good news is Georgia is up. She's up with us at the tents and all good. So no serious or no injuries there, so that's fine. Good to see.
Phoebe checking her board on the reef. Hopefully it's alright. I know after every wave I catch out here, I'm checking my fins and the nose just to make sure. Not missing anything.
So do we have, there is 4 in the water here, is that right? Or is it just the 3?
I think yellow has pulled out of the contest.
Okay.
So we have 3 in the water just now.
All just trying to get themselves sorted in position. No priority set up yet, so it'll be closest to the peak, I suppose.
Old school.
Yep.
I remember my first few comps back in the day. There was no boards.
Was it a battle? Was it a jostle? Was it a shouting match out there?
Yeah, it certainly changes the game. Especially somewhere out like the bowl, everybody's just sitting as deep as they could, and well, I've never had it out there like that, but I could imagine that it would have been a hassle. I'm definitely glad that we have priority board now.
It'll change the game for sure. No aggro, no heat. It's decided by someone else.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Could have been my apple from earlier. We're just identifying an apple on the table in front of us. Always good to remember.
Yep.
We've still got the mics up.
Half eaten, I'm not sure. Not even sure if it was there when I was here or not. Maybe somebody sneaked it in whilst I was away. Forgot to eat the rest of it.
So certainly
Jamie
still waiting
Riki
for this.
says, sorry if I didn't pronounce your last name right. Great job, Campbell.
fly the Aberdeen flag in Skinandies tonight.
Oh, Skinandies. Wow. Thanks there, Jamie.
8
Does that mean you want me to drink a pint for you? Is that what you're saying?
That'll be rough for the 8 o'clock start tomorrow. But you have to take part in his wishes.
I don't know about that. Oof. Jamie's he's surfed up here before many times.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's caught a few bonny barrels at East. He'll know all the local waves. We have in red Clover Christopherson.
Oh,
Yes,
steep drop.
steep drop, a wee
Little
top
tag.
tweak there. Yep.
White paddling on a steep section under the lip. Blue now.
Blue having a look. So Cat's going for a first wave there. Not quite getting onto the face of that. So we'll reset.
Ooh. Some serious waves coming through just now. Looks like set on. Biggest set of the evening, maybe.
See you in the morning.
Cat's just got caught quite wide there, eh?
Red
And
paddle.
Red having a paddle. Over again, just tucking into that, just coming unstuck on the inside of that face. Come on, tapping my feet. So Red, your first wave was a 3.17. And your second wave, a 1.50. So Red, you're in the lead with a 4.67. Blue in second place with a 0.30. You need 4.37 to progress to first. And White, yet to score, you need a 4.67 to progress to first, and a 0.30 to progress to second. White with first priority, Blue with second priority, Red with third priority.
A question from Lewis. What's my favourite surf spot? My favourite surf spot used to be a wave called Pipe across the river from Thurso East, and just like a nice A-frame, and well, it's pretty consistent and fun, but over the years I've swayed over to the other side of the river, and Thurso East takes the top wave in my list. No, thanks for the question, Lewis.
A-frame, go for me. Explain that one again. What's an A-frame? How does it work?
A-frame, a wave that peaks up and you are able to take off left and right, which is nice because you get a choice. Not like this wave though. You see some people try and go left, but I would not advise it.
Okay. So can you get, what, a split peak? Is that splitting an A-frame? Is that what we're saying, two surfers?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
a split peak would be somebody going left, somebody going right.
So two making use of the same wave.
Yeah.
Nice. And you have people calling up here when it's a split peak like that, saying someone's going to go right, someone's going to go left. You inform each other, say at a social surf.
Yeah, some people like, or even at Thurso East where it's generally just a right, you'll have people talking, saying whether or not they're going to go, or if I'm not able to paddle hard enough for a wave, I would generally shout somebody to go if they were down the line or further in from me.
Okay.
So yeah, it's nice to have communication anyway.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's a big part for sure. Communication. That's a good thing. No, nice to hear that you're calling each other into waves if you don't have if you know you don't have the power to get into it. Spot on. The right way to do it. Never let a wave disappear.
Yeah.
Make sure someone's able to get it. Communication, so easy, one of the simplest things to do, help each other out. Oh, fantastic.
Although usually I just make sure I catch the waves.
Without a doubt, if you're sitting in the right spot, commit and get.
Not always though.
I normally do a double hand wave that I'm not going to go. I'll let people know.
Yeah, I like to, if I'm sitting at the top of the peak, I like to do the double hands up.
Yep. Just say, not for me, someone else can have.
Yep.
White, first priority. Blue, second priority. Red, third priority. Red, you're in the lead with 4.67. Blue in second place with 0.30. You need a 4.37 to move into first. White in third, you need a 4.67 to move into first, or a 0.30 to move into second.
Little flat spell in the heat just now.
Yeah, I was just thinking for a second as well, the wind was dying out, but I'm not sure. I think it's starting to died out throughout the day.
Definitely.
That's it, backed off of what we had
If
for
you
the
compare
longboard.
it to the longboards. Little wave coming through now.
So who's in position? Is our white priority going to have a go? Yep, they have. Just not made it in there. So just giving up priority. Ten minutes. Blue, first priority. Red, second priority. White, third priority. Red, you were in first with a 4.67. Blue in second with a 0.30. You need a 4.37 to progress to first. And white, still to score with a 4.67 to progress to first and a 0.30 to progress to second.
Lewis has asked us another question. Campbell and Craig, who are your favourite surfers? I'll let you go first.
It's got to be Kelly Slater. Big Kelly Slater fan. Grown up watching him, doing everything. He's just, for his age, it shows I've still got a chance. I'm 5 years his youth, so I could do it in 5 years. We'll see. So yeah, Kelly Slater for me. For females, I've got to think Tatiana Weston Webb for females. Something about her turn's good. I just like the way she surfs.
Yeah, Kelly's a freak of nature. I'm not sure if you will improve much in the next 5 years, Campbell, but good luck to you.
Because they're.
I love watching Kelly, or find Mason Ho's stuff pretty interesting, and John's always, well, he's a freak of nature as well. I love watching him at the bigger wave spots in the tour. For the females, quite like Steph Gilmore, stylish. I like watching her on the 20.
Yeah.
And she surfs good on a shortboard as well. So yeah, it's my favourite surfers. Thanks for the question.
Thanks, Lewis. She's she's aggressive. She's got a good, powerful looking stance.
Yeah, but she can be nice and stylish on the 20 also.
Yeah. We just had Clover Christopherson there go for a backhand snap off the top, and just the rail came unstuck. Bit of fin release maybe, and just didn't complete that wave. Also before that we saw Cats in blue just nearly getting onto the wave, not quite getting through there, so just going over the fall slightly. Just looking for that sun to come round. Maybe it's going to catch me in the edge of the trail. This is a better sun for me. It's not the hot sun throughout the day that everyone else has had.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty fried just now. That sun was lethal earlier, especially for a Caithnesian.
It is. It's a different sun. The air is so clear up here. It's just causing some good rays coming through. So yeah, you've got to be super careful. I did see the sun cream was getting put on by loads of people today. So that's nice to see. Good skin care. Stops you looking like me.
Yeah, I'll make sure I put the sun cream on tomorrow then.
Definitely. I'm a walking advert for how you could look.
Like the cigarette packets.
Oh,
put your face on a
on a sun lotion bottle.
a sun lotion bottle.
I like how we call it sunblock in Scotland. Or no, sorry, we call it sun tan cream.
Tanning cream.
Glover
steep drop.
Christopherson again. Just a nice pig dog position there. Not quite making it. Got hit with the lip. But certainly a nice steep drop into that wave. Grabbed rail and just tucked in. We'll see if that's... Oh, it's not our highest score. Certainly our Clover's first wave has been the one that's stood out in this heat. There's a wave just forming. We'll see who's going to go for this one. So we do have white in priority. I'm just going to let it run through, I think.
Whoever makes it through this one will probably be put on that one.
Five minutes. Blue with first priority, red with second priority, white third priority. Red, you're in the lead with a 5.40. Blue, you're in second place with a 0.60. You need a 5.10 to go first. White, you're in third position. You need a 5.40 to go first or a 0.60 to go second. Nice wave coming through. Cat just having a look. Could this be the one she wanted? She's up on her feet.
Struggling, it's not pushing her, but that'll still improve her score.
Yeah, it'll improve her score.
Red paddling. On a steep one.
Oh, good drop in there. Unfortunately, just nose straight under.
White up. Gonna struggle to stay on that one.
So that's white getting her first score of the heat.
That's it, right?
Yep,
Done.
done. Back down. It's there. I think it might have been a fueling, but I'm not completely sure. But anyway, so that's as an interesting one to finish there at the end. Nothing really changed through the scores on that last bit, but I can't come out with the formal decision of what the scores are. I have to leave that to the judges. But no, it's been a pleasure for today. Looks like
A lovely set coming through now.
it is.
Whoa.
Look at that. Well, that's hollow.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's just an end of the day for the live streaming. So thanks everyone for watching. Thank you so much for the questions that have come through, and more of the same tomorrow. So let's see everyone early start, get as many people asking the questions, and yeah, we can't wait to speak to you all tomorrow. Thanks again for the sponsors, and a big adios and goodbye from Scottish Surfing Championships up here in Thurso. Cheers.
So yeah.